Today we're going to learn why we say Shalom aleichem by kidush levana. So the Tur brings v'omer lechaver shalosh pomim Shalom aleichem v'yelech leveisa belev tuv. It doesn't say why. It just says we say Shalom aleichem 3 times, and it says v'yelech leveisa belev tuv. So and what's the connection to Shalom aleichem v'yelech leveisa tuv? So the Prisha says like this. V'atam la'achar shekil gimel pomim tipol ala mosav achad. We're saying by kidush levana klala tipol alem on our enemies a mosav achad. They should be scared to start with us. So your friend should not think you cursing him next to you, standing next to you. So you're telling him, "Roi lama lechaver lo alecha ki im shalom alecha." I didn't mean to you. I mean on my enemies. You're my friend.
Make sure you said 3 times.
And that's the pshat. V'elech leveisa belev tuv, meaning according to this would be, according to the Prisha would be. So nobody cursing you. You're good. We're all in peace.
Based on this, you have to tell it to everybody that's there.
So the thing is like this. So you say to Tariq and Ladovo Sadagas, meaning all over we're saying that symbolically that we don't mean 3 times, meaning it's like Chazaki, meaning we don't mean on anybody, we mean on the enemies. Okay, that's one reason, like I said, what the Prisha brings. The Levush, he has another reason. He says, "V'noistem shalom zelazeh shlosha pa'amim emem shnayim oy harbe." 2 people or more, according to this mashma from the Levush, that Zarech Agav, that if you have only 2 people standing outside saying Kiddush Levana, they could say 3 times to each other Shalom Aleichem. You don't have to look for new people. That's what he says. V'noistem zelazeh shlosha pa'amim emem shnayim oy harbe. 2, you could say, if it's the same person, Shnaim, you could tell him 3 times, Shalom Aleichem.
But if you have other people, you should say
Yeah, but I'm just saying, some people look and I see, they say, are they outside and they go, they try to look for new people to say Shalom. You don't have to, if you have one person with you outside, you can tell 3 times to him, Shalom Aleichem, because you said 3 times, Tipol ala Mosav Achad. So you tell him 3 times, I didn't mean on you. Anyway, and then he said like this, and the reason he says, he adds the reason, Mishum Simcha Shekiblu Pnei Ashchina. So he adds another reason, not because the Tipol HaMazavachad. Mitzat Simcha Kiblu Pnei Ashchina Shalom Aleichem. The question would be, so Mitzat Simcha, I'm saying Shalom Aleichem. What's the connection? I'm Simcha now. I'm saying Shalom Aleichem. But that's what he says. We're soon going to explain what's the connection. Then the Elio Zuta and the Elio Rabba, he brings, which is the same Chaber, he brings like this. From the Shulchan Aruch Arizal, that the Talmidim did some of the inyonim of the, according to Shulchan Aruch, they're like this. Shulchan Aruch Mari Luria Kosam. Yomar Shalom Aleichem Gimel Pa'amim, Kemetzius HaKitur Garishon Hoyo B'omra Yefshir L'Shnei Melachim. That's what the Gemara in Chulin brings. The first kitrug in the world was, that's what started the deficiency in the world. That's in the Chisaron HaLevana, deficiency, because the Levana came to Hashem and says, Yefshir L'Shnei Melachim B'Keser Echad. So that was the first kitrug. From there started Seder Ishtalshalus. A lot of things went wrong. One thing caused the other one, because before that the world was in a perfect matzah. So Omrim Shalom Aleichem Shelo Yod Kitrug. So according to the Arizal was saying that the third reason of saying Shalom Aleichem, meaning that was original kitrug. We want to make a tikkun for it now with our Kiddush Levana, with the Bracha Birkas HaLevana, should be no more kitrug and the levana, meaning we want to take away that what it brought minus, deficiency to the world. Then he brings over in the Elia Rabbo from Arizal, he says, V'yenair shulei begodov, that's connected to this Inyan. The reason of Shalom Aleichem, Shelo Yeh Kitrug, what does it do? That's from Arizal. Why we, in some, not everybody does, but in some, in Siddur Avdal Rebbe it says, in other Siddurim it says, after the Kiddush Levana, Yenar Shulei Atalis Kotel. What's the connection? So the Kafachayim brings like this. K'de lavriach hachitzoinim v'aklipos, shenivru mikitrug alavona. The Kitrug Levana, again, what idea of the Kitrug Levana? It says in Sifra Mekabolim, that was the first, the Hashem created the perfect world, symmetrical. The first Chisoron, the first minus came when the Levana says, Hashem says, okay, lechim ma'ati atzmech. That miut brought Beseder Eishtalshlus other problems. That caused already the world is not perfect, it's not symmetrical. That brought the Cain killing Hevel. That's brought, according to some the that one that it started going downward everything. So he's saying now, and that's enough for klippus v'chisem. They find a place where to start to bring this. That they want to bring deficiency. So we're saying v'menar shulek talis kotan that the lavriach haklippus nikru shnivru mizeh.
You do this also by Tashlich.
Oh, so he says like this. Very good. Umoy Rizal Yamanar Kanfas Atalis. That's from Arizal. That's Reb Chaim Vital writes. Ki ubeged hamalchus kanoida. It's interesting that the levana imram is lemalchus, malchus Yisrael, malchus Hashem, Shechina, and the talis kotan is maramas to malchus. So since we're saying now kidush levana. So we know that, and especially the way it's explained in Chassidus, since Malchus it's the last mid of all the 10 spheres. From there goes, there's a tzimtzum over there, and then it gives further the next oilamos chayus. Without tzimtzum cannot be chayus. The oilamos would not be able to receive. So there's a place of tzimtzum, less light. The klippus field. Now we could go in. And grab something, because there is a lot of light. It says makif mesame enachitzoinim. It blinds them. It pushes them away. There's a lot of light. When they feel a little bit light dimmer, there's less light. They jump in. So that's why we're doing the manaya shule talis shule cotton in order to get rid of the klippus and the chitzoinim. It's interesting. The behemshech to this, it explains many things that now we know what Shalom aleichem. We're going to say a little bit more. Now we know why Nar Talashul is cotton. Why we say David and Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayim. What's the connection? David and Chai v'Kayim on Kiddush Levana. So it brings the Darche Moshe. He says like this. Kosav it brings in the Bechai. Kosav Bechai Parashat Vayeshev. Shunagin Lomer Achar Kiddush David Melech Chai v'Kayim. Mishum Shemalchus Beis David Nimshel Leyareach. The talus is as to do Sfiras HaMalchus. Malchus Bez David Nimshel Leyareach. That's enough Malchus. Malchus Bez David. V'oid yesh lo tam al pi HaKabola k'mo she'erich shom. V'da, ki kol in inyonim elu. That's the Lashon of the Darche Moshe. Shetzrichim liyas besimcha b'kiddush HaChodesh v'inyan harikudim. I think we should learn to do that also. We're not, some people more makpid than it. Some people do a whole music band, and that's a good inyan to do simcha v'rikudim. Maybe we should do that also. Over here, he says, "B'kvar he'erachti bo b'toido lakel b'pirusha agodas sheli." That's the Darche Moshe ad Maseches Sanhedrin b'kosavti shekulam minyonei Simchas Nisuin. I'm sorry, Simchas Nisuin. Sheisha chozeres u'mischadedes lebaylo. It's like a woman going once a month to the mikveh. Klal Yisrael now Kavyochel going to that mikveh, going to reunite with her husband HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's inyan of Simcha. The Meiles, all this inyanim. David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayim, because it's in Malchus. The levana Malchus. According to this, I just want to say there's another inyan explains why we say Shalom aleichem, and then he says why yelech the lashon of the tour. Now you say v'yelech leveisa belev tuv. Since the whole inyan over here, it's inyan of simcha over here. By the way, there is the minhag, the European minhag, the Ashkenazi minhag. They don't say birkas kohanim in chutz la'oretz, only by Yom Tov. And the Ramo, the Darche Moshe also over there brings them the Rishonim, the reason for it, because the whole inyan of Birkas Kohanim, it's have to be Amavorach es Amo Yisrael be'ahava besimcha, and he says by Golus during the day, during the week, we didn't have such a big simcha. People were busy with the parnosa, was tirdas a parnosa, so there wasn't such a, cannot be a brocha ba'ava. Mashenken by Yom Tov, especially by Musa, before we're going to eat a nice Yom Tov meal, people are happy. Now you're going to give the brocha ba'ava. The same thing over here by Kiddush Levana over here. So since we are in big simcha in of Ischachus Malchus Yisrael, Ischachus the Levana, so we in of simcha. That's why we're saying to each other Shalom aleichem. We are saying The reason people are not happy with each other, they have their own problems. They have their own things that it creates problems. So we say Shalom aleichem, and then it says Vayelech levesa belev tuv. Just to add on it one more thing that we could add on it. The Alter Rebbe says in Tanya in Perek Mem Aleph, the middle. Ach omnam omru razal leolam al yotzi odam atzam min haklal lochanich ischaven liyached uledovka bo yisborech. When you do l'shem yichud kudsho bricha, when you connect Hashem to the mitzvahs, don't do it just for yourself. It says ela liyached uledovka yisborech mekoir nafsho elakis umekoir nafshos kol Yisrael shehu ruach puv yisborech hanikra b'shem shechina. So what is the word shechina? Shechina, it's Makor Klalis, all it's Shechina. So if today is this Chachus Shechina, Kabbalah's Pnei Shechina, that's even of kidush levana. It's part of it. All of us part of Klal. That's a Shalom aleichem. We have to have a peace among us. We say Shalom aleichem, and that's why it says Ve'elach belev tuv. We have no conflict. Just b'derech hatzachos, I want to eat another in belev tuv. You know, in some communities there are some very very choshev people. They think they're very choshev, and to them it's below their dignity to talk to the pashut guys or to say Shalom aleichem to them or good morning to them. So at least once a month they're able to say Shalom aleichem. They come down from their choshev chaloimes, and they said to the pashut guys, Shalom aleichem once a month. It says V'yelech levesa belev tuv. The pashut guys have to feel, even the choshev guys talking to him, telling me Shalom aleichem. Okay.